Live as you wish, not as others demand, for your life belongs to you alone. Do not let the noise of others' opinions drown out your own inner voice and desires. Happiness comes when you stop seeking approval and start living authentically, true to yourself. Those who dictate your choices will never bear the consequences of your regrets and unfulfilled dreams. Freedom exists when you choose your own path, instead of walking the road paved by others. You were not born to meet expectations. You were born to discover and express your true self. A life lived for others' approval is a prison disguised as acceptance and belonging. The only permission you need to be yourself is your own willingness to embrace your uniqueness. You cannot please everyone, but you can find peace by honoring your own truth. Living for others' validation is the slowest form of self-betrayal, leading to a life of quiet regret. The moment you stop fearing judgment, you begin living a life that truly belongs to you alone. You were given this life to live as yourself, not as someone else's expectation of you. A path chosen by others may feel safe, but only your own path brings true fulfillment and joy. People's opinions are fleeting, but the cost of abandoning yourself for them lasts a lifetime. Live not to impress, but to express who you truly are without fear or hesitation. Every time you choose their expectations over your desires, you silence the voice of your true self. The weight of others' expectations will always be heavier than the freedom of being yourself. When you let go of their approval, you open the door to your true happiness and peace. Your dreams will never be fully realized if you continue living in someone else's shadow. A borrowed life leads to borrowed happiness, which is never truly yours to keep. The world will always have opinions, but only you know what truly makes your heart come alive. Fear of disappointing others should never outweigh the regret of not living your true life. Your life's worth is not measured by how well you fit into someone else's mold. The courage to be disliked is the first step toward true personal freedom and self-discovery. No one else can define your success, for only you know what truly fulfills your soul. Choosing yourself over expectations is not selfishness. It is the foundation of a meaningful life. The day you stop seeking validation is the day you start truly living without limits. Your purpose is not to be everything others want, but to be fully and unapologetically yourself. Live so that when you look back, you recognize yourself, not someone others shaped you into. Regret from an unlived life is far worse than any judgment from those who never lived yours. If you always live to satisfy others, you will never know the true taste of personal freedom. Stop chasing approval, for it is a race with no finish line, only endless exhaustion and emptiness. Authenticity is not about pleasing. It is about living in harmony with your deepest truths and desires. Your happiness should not be a sacrifice laid at the altar of societal expectations. A life lived for others' expectations is a performance, not an authentic existence. Following your own path will always feel uncertain, but walking in others will always feel empty. A borrowed identity may gain you acceptance, but it will never bring you peace. Silencing your own voice to please others is the first step toward losing yourself completely. Live your life in a way that when you look back, regret is not your only companion. They will always have opinions, but only you bear the weight of an unfulfilled existence. True confidence comes not from meeting expectations, but from knowing and honoring your own worth. You cannot truly be happy when your life script is written by someone else's hand. A life lived under expectations is a beautiful cage, but still a cage nonetheless. Living as yourself may cost relationships, but living as others expect costs your soul. Only you can decide whether to be a puppet of expectations or the master of your own fate. The world will adjust when you stop conforming and start existing as your true self. It is better to be hated for who you are than loved for who you pretend to be. Those who truly love you will never ask you to betray yourself for their approval. You were not born to fulfill their dreams. You were born to create and live your own. When you realize your worth, you stop allowing others to dictate the direction of your life. The greatest act of rebellion is simply being yourself in a world that constantly demands conformity. You will never find true contentment in a life designed by someone else's expectations. The weight of expectations will always be heavier than the freedom of authenticity. The price of pleasing others is often the loss of your own identity. Your path may not be understood by others, but it doesn't need their approval to be right for you. Do not fear disappointing others, Fear living a life that disappoints yourself. Living for external validation is a prison with invisible walls and endless suffering. If you must choose between approval and authenticity, always choose authenticity. It leads to true fulfillment. Life's most painful regret is realizing you lived by others' rules, not your own dreams. People's expectations change, but your true self remains. So live for the one that stays constant. A life dictated by others' opinions is a life half lived, filled with silent misery. Your soul's deepest wounds come from betraying yourself to fit into someone else's mold. Break free from the illusion that you owe anyone the version of yourself they expect. Chasing perfection in others' eyes blinds you from seeing your own unique beauty. You were born to stand out, not to be molded into society's expectations.